Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Convo. Today we'll be discussing the second episode of Game of Thrones Season 6. Watch this. So Vic, episode 2 of Season 6. What a way to continue off of episode 1. I mean, episode 1 was already a great way to start the season. Episode 2 takes it to the next level. We start visiting characters that, remember the last episode we were talking about, like Bran, that we haven't seen since last season. But before we start, we always like to let you know we're going to do a breakdown of every story, because Game of Thrones has a lot of stories going on, so it's good to just have each moment broke down into a different segment. So the first segment we'll start off is, let's start off with Bravos. We're catching up with Arya. What'd you think about that storyline?
Well, I thought it was good. I like seeing my favorite Stark sister.
The strongest of the Stark sisters, yeah.
I thought it was good. There wasn't a lot going on for her storyline. It was just more continuation with her training, her trying to having Waif and Jaqen go ahead and really trying to cement the fact that they want her to be nothing. They don't want her to have a name. And it kind of fits with the whole assassin kind of profile that they're trying to go for. I like it. Now it's got me. I really want to see the progression of where this is going to take her character, what she's going to do with this, how they're going to train her. So we're seeing this one important phase right now.
Yeah, and it's like you said, Jaqen is definitely. You could tell he wants her to really fall into I'm nobody. But my question is, and a lot of people brought this up online, do you think that at this point she's just faking? Like, do you think she buys into the, okay, I'm going to forget who I was before and just learn how to fight and this is going to be my new life? Or do you think she's trying to learn how to hide her true intentions of, once I learn all these set of skills, I'm going to use this to eventually take out, these people on my list? Do you think she's going to abandon that, or do you think that she's just learning how to hide it more?
There's no point in her becoming an assassin. She's not going to go ahead and kill these guys. That's the whole point of her going through all this bullshit. Why she'll be like her sister and stuff and just trying to
just make her way.
Just trying to be like a lordess. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
She doesn't want to do that. Like she's beyond that. Right now she wants to go ahead and get revenge. This is a tool for her to get revenge. She doesn't know how to. I mean, she can't really align herself with her brothers and her family. Her family's been killed off throughout this. Yeah. This is her only option, is to go out there. She knows he has a set of skills. He's gotten it done in the past. She would like to learn how to get it done. This is her only choice. So if it fits, I mean, I would not want to see her character
just kill people, random people.
I mean, people don't really have a beef with her and stuff.
Yeah.
I want to see her character go ahead and continue this. You know what I'm saying? I really want her to be like a player in this game.
I want to see her become that assassin and starts crossing people off her list. I think that's what everybody wants her to eventually become. So, but so far, she's becoming like the Daredevil, the Daredevil learning montage with sticks. But that was pretty much all we got this episode. Now we go from Arya to Arya's sister, Sansa, who we're now. It was a very short scene with her, but again, we kind of get a little information that now she knows that Arya's alive, because Brienne told her, is like, look, I saw your sister. She was with some dude. I tried to take her with me, but she didn't want to. She was totally against it. And then of course we get the whole Theon basically kind of redeeming himself a little bit, telling her like, look, she's like, look, you're coming with me. He's like, no, I can't. I don't deserve to go to Jon, or I don't deserve to be there. I've done too much wrong. And they have this heartfelt moment where she's hugging him and he's hugging her, and he says he's going back. He's going back to the Iron Islands. What do you think about Theon? Is he
what I
is he
think
redeemed? Is he redeemed?
Well, it goes back to Sansa. It's like, first of all, she's an idiot for thinking he's gonna be redeemed. She doesn't know she doesn't understand this world. That goes back to that. Okay, she doesn't understand this world. The fact she'd be like, well, we could just go and I'll just tell my brother everything will just be okay. Like, he's just like, it's just gonna be okay with him. Like, listen, Winterfell fell because of him.
Because of him, yeah.
Like there is, like, she's so naive to this world, is unreal. Like, oh, everything will just be forgiven because I'm gonna tell him you're a good person now. You change your ways, and they're gonna be like, idiot. Like, maybe he manipulated, because you're not the sharpest knife in the drawer.
Yeah.
You're like, come on, chick. Like, you're very naive. Listen, I'm sure he has good intentions, but like he even said, like, listen, they're not gonna forgive that.
They're not, yeah.
Like, in your world, maybe what's going on over here, you think that's the case, but in reality, that's not gonna happen.
No.
That and also goes back to her character. The fact now she's asking about her sister's well-being after.
Yeah.
Like, she could have asked her in the first place, you know what I'm saying? Like, when she first ran into her, how's my sister? You know what I'm saying?
Or if she
like,
knew,
have you seen her, you
Yeah.
know? Or something like that. She's really just got her head up in the clouds, you know? And, like, her thing is, like, I'm going to go to Castle Black, and everything will be fine once I get there. It's like, chick, like, do you not realize you don't even know what's going on over there? Not to mention, just shows you how stupid her character is. She's bringing death and destruction with her. They're coming for her. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
The Boltons this is not...
They're not just going to stop right after
No, I mean, it's
Brianna
like...
killing
No,
those guards.
they're not. It doesn't make sense. So Theon going to Iron Islands, at first I was like, that's stupid. If anything, you should stick with them because I don't know how you're going to survive on your own. You're weak, you know what I'm saying?
Compared, yeah.
I mean, you're weak, you're weak, you know what I'm saying? But I guess it makes more sense when going with her because it's actually worse up at the wall.
Yeah.
But then even what's going on the Iron Islands, let's go to that right now because...
Well, before we go there, let's finish off the Winterfell thing because I feel like there's something big that happened. The outside of it was, Sansa. The inside of it was good old Ramsay.
Oh, I mean, it goes back
Roose.
to that. Now we have a regime change.
Oof.
A regime change.
Oof. Good old Ramsay.
And the thing about it, like this regime change is like it's like any real life regime change. It's like whenever you change, it doesn't necessarily mean it changes for the better.
Yeah.
In this case, I think it's going to change for the worse. I mean, he's definitely he makes Joffrey look stupid at this point. You know, he made Joffrey look tame.
He's like what Joffrey was gonna become if Joffrey lived to be his age.
Well, not to mention also Joffrey knew how to fight. And Joffrey was badass.
True, yeah. Joffrey never actually killed anybody.
He's killed like whores.
His dogs are
children.
well fed because of him. He's like, I'll just feed people to my dogs.
Oh man, this guy here, man, it's like when you think he can't get to that level, he does. And like when you said in the last episode, you thought the only one person he had fear of was his father.
I guess not. Well, he did, but I thought that his fear was I can't touch him. His fear was I'm afraid of this guy. And when Walda came in, when they said that Walda had the son, it was so crazy because at first I was like, you see the fear in his eyes. He's like, oh shit, like that's it. And Roose comes up to him. He's like, look, you'll always be my firstborn. He's like, thanks. I was like, oh wow, this is kind of weird.
I appreciate that, father.
Yeah. and then when he stabbed him, it was like, oh shit, like he's afraid of him, but he's not afraid to kill him, and that was crazy.
What the father say beforehand, you know what I'm saying? He gives kind of like he
foreshadow.
identified him as like an animal.
Yeah.
Like you're very loose and stuff. But he should remember that for himself.
Right.
Not for his son to have lessons for his future and stuff, but to make sure your future is secure also.
Hello, Roose. You were the one that pretty much killed the Starks in the Red Wedding.
I mean, not to mention, it's like, you went ahead and unleashed this dog on the world.
Yeah.
And now he has power. Like, okay, now he's Lord of Winterfell. Okay. Then he also, I think they named three houses and stuff. He has 3 banners underneath him. The Karstarks, and he named, I think, a couple others.
That he said, we just need those and the rest will fall into place.
Yeah, and he also said, I think he said that they're strong enough to take on King's Landing right there or to march on the wall. I remember which one it was. But he is planning on marching on the wall. He's planning on taking all those houses, all those bannermen, and marching on the wall, which just goes back to what I said. She's bringing death their way. And now I understand he doesn't understand exactly what's going on up at the wall. If he did,
he would
probably
back away.
he wouldn't. He would abandon his plan quickly.
Nobody has any idea that the wildlings have crossed the wall. They're just like, oh, it's just No,
not just the wildlings. The fact that we have the White Walkers coming for them.
Nobody.
That's
knows about
the true
that.
wall. I mean, the war at the wall.
But yeah, going back to what you say, Stark was already there. He seemed to be okay with it. So it seemed like he kind of either Ramsay talked to him beforehand, or he just seemed too comfortable at the idea of Ramsay killing Roose, and is just like, all right.
Well, mind you, Roose was there when Robb Stark beheaded his father. You know, so
Ah,
he
yeah,
was,
yeah, yeah,
so
yeah, yeah, yeah.
I don't know, I don't remember what happened that episode exactly. I don't know if he advised him to do that. Cause remember, he was Rob's like one of his main advisors. You know what I'm
Right,
saying?
right,
He was one of his main bannermen. Um, I'm not exactly sure. There might be more to it. They might explain the next episode,
right.
or you just have to remember back to whatever episode that was that happened. Probably back in season 3 or 2. But I mean, it's interesting stuff. Now this kid has
The
like,
Joker's loose. The
I
Joker
mean,
is
yeah,
loose.
I mean, it's gonna be sick. Like but I thought the sickest part, not the fact he even see with the father, I
I expected that.
I
Well,
don't
not
know.
even expected. It wasn't.
It kind of surprised me because when he says, "I look forward to seeing my brother," I thought, and he was gonna kill the father. I thought he was gonna figure out a way how to kill his brother.
The baby, yeah.
That's what
You're
I
right.
thought. I was like,
Yeah.
well, he's an easier target. He'll probably figure out a way to go ahead and do that. But I didn't think I did not see this coming this soon and stuff. I thought, like you said, that he would have more common sense when to do that.
Yeah.
Because he still needs him. He's a great leader
I know
and
what.
stuff. And you know, he was giving him a lot of like very good strategic advice and stuff.
Oh,
I didn't
yeah.
think
Yeah,
he would
yeah.
just depart with that. But
This Joker, man, he just
I mean,
instantly thinks like, all right, well, gotta kill him. All right, well, now I gotta do whatever. I'm just...
yeah, I mean, and then like I said, he didn't just stay with that. I mean,
And the creepiest moment was like he's holding the baby, like you're trying to figure out how is he gonna kill this baby and Waldo. He's like, can I see the baby? And he's holding him like, oh man, is he gonna punk kick the baby? Like, what the hell's he gonna do? And then as soon as he goes into the kennel, I was like, oh god.
I see. He's like, "Come follow me" and stuff, and
Oh.
he's over here, and I'm like, "Oh my gosh, is not she hear the dogs barking? Like, why would he be in there? Why would he have his infant son in there?" And she followed, but there was really nothing she could do. I mean, she would have even
Yeah.
ran from that point. Where's her fat ass gonna go? I mean,
Yeah.
he's gonna catch her. You know what I'm saying?
But
She
not only
just
that,
gave birth and
she's
stuff.
exactly.
You know, she's malnourished and stuff. She's weakened from the childbirth. There was really not much to do. I thought if this gonna be a human side with this character, now's the time to have that. She's pleading for her son, her and her son's life, mainly her son's life.
She even told him. She said, "I'll go back." Yeah.
You know, I'll go back to Riverend. And you will never have to see me again. But for him, it wasn't good enough. She was like, "Listen, it's your brother. Don't do this." He's like, I decided I just want to be an only child." And I'm like, God, man, this guy here. There's no limits. That's it. Whatever.
And he's watching the dogs eat them, so it's not like he's turned away or shed a tear. He's just like, yep, that's what dogs do. They eat.
He loves those dogs. I mean, it's crazy. Like the way this guy is. It's like, I mean, there really is no limit. There's no whatever barrier was left to making this guy resemble so much of a human.
No,
it's done. That's done.
That's done.
Your father's dead. You just killed your infant brother and his mother, and it's like there is nothing left. There's no limits. Now the interesting thing was, the only thing that was really keeping Stanza really alive when they were together
Was the father.
Mr. Father.
Yep.
And he convinced him that he needed her.
Right.
Now there's really no one to convince that. He's gonna be like, no, you know what? I'll be powerful no matter what. Because
Yeah.
I got these houses. I got the North. They're
Yeah.
lying behind me, and there's ways to go ahead and do it without really being married into stuff.
If anything, now he'll really torture Sansa, as opposed to just save her and bed her. He'd just be like, all right, I'll just torture you. That's you're gonna be my new plaything. So
Yeah, like I said,
it's gonna be crazy. We got a new player in the game, and he's the Joker, and he loves his dogs. So the way to get him, folks, is to kill his dogs, because it appears that he loves his dogs. But yeah, it's gonna be crazy to see what happens.
and what happens when he gets Reek?
And gets.
I mean,
yeah.
Reek is out there now. He's heading over to the Iron Islands, but can he make it there?
No.
I mean, and if he makes it there, then what's his fate? Because that's another regime change.
Well, yeah, let's get to the Iron Islands. So we went from Winterfell, now we're in the Iron Islands. And yeah, as you said, in the beginning you had King Balon,
Balon, yeah.
talking to Yara, and you could tell like Yara really wants to kind of prove to her father that she knows what she's doing, and her father kind of just dismissing her and saying like, no, we're gonna do this, and she's just like, you could tell already that there's tension in between the two. And what's crazy about that is that scene kind of showed like, A, she still cares about Theon, like, she's like, he's still my brother, I still want to find him. And 2, it shows like the king is really like a dick, like he just
Well, it's not just that. It's the fact that I think they were kind of explaining why he was. I mean, he figured he lost 2 of his sons.
Oh, right, yeah.
But technically he lost like 3 because, Theon was abducted by the Starks and stuff.
Starks, yeah.
But I mean, but she was gonna make her a great leader. She's learning from mistakes. She's like, listen, we
Yeah.
cannot hold on to land. We could beat any army on water out to sea, but we cannot beat them on land.
Mm-hmm.
We lost all our land. Every land that we've ever gained and conquered, we were not able to hold on to it. Like
Mm-hmm.
we weren't capable of doing that. Like we're doing something wrong. It's really his leadership is what's making it
That's
wrong.
messed up. Yeah.
I mean, he rebelled against, saying the kingdom and stuff. Thought he could be king, and it didn't work for him. It didn't happen.
No.
And now the fact that he's essentially out the picture thanks to a new character that they introduced and stuff, his brother.
His brother Euron. Yeah.
And that was interesting because I was like, who's this person? Like just
In a
like
hood? Like-
staring him down, and it's very dark. It's
Yeah.
like they're on this rickety like bridge, and I'm just like, oh man, this is not gonna end good. And
Balin,
stuff.
where's your guards, man? Like he's just walking out of the middle of the night on this rickety bridge. I'm like, where the hell are people protecting him? He's just like,
Hey, just having a casual stroll.
yeah,
you know,
casual
it's just-
stroll in a storm. I like that sentence that his brother said. He's like, people fear me. I am the storm. It's like, you could already tell this guy's a little bit more.
I mean, he's crazy. I mean, it's like what this guy's saying. Bana, he said, like what Ironborn goes crazy mad out to sea. Like they were like, did I hear a rumor that they tied you to like the oars and stuff and like into the bow of the ship?
And he's like, yeah, they did.
Yeah, they did. You know?
I'm still crazy. So yeah, it's just it's another character who is gonna be interesting because he basically killed his way to the top. Because apparently now there was that scene at the end of that story where they're shoving him into the sea as a burial at sea, and Arion tells Yara, because Yara thinks she's next in line. She's like, whoever did this, I swear, when I take over, I'll find out who it is and we'll kill them. And he's like,
Pump the brakes now.
hold on, you're not next in line yet. There's something called King's Moot. We don't know what that is. Apparently there's some type of decision that has to be made, and that's gonna be interesting because I'm pretty sure Euron is gonna come out of nowhere and be like, hey everybody, guess who's back? It's my brother's dead. I guess that means I'm next in line, right? Because I'm part of the lineage. So it's going to be interesting to see where that happens and where that takes that story. Because, again, if, like you said, if Theon is coming back, where does he fit into that picture? The brother, what is his reign going to be like? Is Yara just going to stand there and take it? It's going to be an interesting story in the Iron Islands. And then from the Iron Islands, pretty much we go to King's Landing. King's Landing... We had a little bit of interesting look at Tommen. It's funny because this whole time, Tommen was kind of conflicted on what to do. There were times in season 5 where he's like, I want to go, but I can't go see my mother. They won't allow me to, or I'm king. What is my power like? And then in this episode, first Jaime talks to him and he kind of implants in his head like, that's your mother, like. Go and talk to her. She should have been here. This is her daughter. She loves both of you. And that sort of sunk into Tommen, who again is like he's trying to do good. Like he's trying to be a good king. But I think what's going to be his Achilles heel is that he feels like he's so weak that the one person he goes to help to become stronger is the one person you kind of, she's very, you could tell like when he talked to Cersei. At first, Cersei was very cold and like, what does this kid want? I can't believe this. And then when he came up to her and he's crying and he's like, I just want to learn how to be more aggressive. I want to be more powerful. And his mother's like, there, come to mother. This is a great time for me to like, basically use you as a puppet in a way. Like, I'm pretty sure she still cares about him, but she smells the weakness and she's like, and he's coming for me for help.
Well, she couldn't get with Joffrey because Joffrey wouldn't listen to her for like,
at all.
Not at all. I mean, she couldn't control him at all. Now she actually has a son she could control,
and that's wanting her to almost control.
I mean,
him.
she generally loves her kids and stuff. She generally loves them and stuff. That's really the only people she does love is actually her family.
Yeah.
She could give a damn about the rest of the kingdom. She only really like cares about her family, but she's also gonna use this as an opportunity. Like she's like. People heads need to roll for this, and the way she needs to protect her family is by securing them and like in pretty much under her watch.
Yeah.
And Jamie was trying to reassure him. It's like, listen, nothing's gonna happen to you. Nothing's gonna happen to her. I'm back. I'm not gonna let anything happen.
Mm-hmm.
And but he is weak, and that's the thing about it.
He is.
I
Yeah.
mean, that's the interesting thing about his character is that he's right now. He's the main man, but he's a do nothing leader. You know what I'm saying? Like he's not really about anything, and he's not a bad leader like his brother in the sense he's
No.
sadistic. He's just a bad leader in the sense that he doesn't know how to be a leader. He doesn't exude strength. He doesn't know how to take charge. He doesn't know how to
Well, that's his big fault is that he doesn't know how to take charge. Like
And
he
that's
has a
big.
good heart and he has a good sensibility, but when it comes to
But that's
actually action, he's very timid and like, okay, I want to do this. No, you can't. Okay, and he just backs.
But
he just
but that's
backs
but
up.
that makes you a bad leader when you're not able to take charge and people are looking for you as a leader to take charge to be that commanding voice and you don't do anything. Then that's when
That's when the
things-
sparrows come and take over.
I mean,
basically,
I love this storyline because, like I said before in the last one, it's so similar to what's going on now. You know what I'm saying? I look at the High Sparrow and all of them as being kind of like ISIS.
yeah.
They just, no one did anything about it. Actions will need to be taken. Leadership needs to be go ahead and rooted in it. No one did anything about it. They grew. And it's the same thing with this.
Yeah.
It's like right now, they really did this at a perfect time because they couldn't do this with his father. They couldn't do this under Tywin Lannister. They couldn't do this under Joffrey.
Definitely not
There's
under
there's
Joffrey.
really no leader in their history that they could have done this with. They had the
Except for him.
perfect time
Yeah.
to do this. Now I feel bad for him because now everybody's converging onto that throne. Everybody wants that throne,
Yeah.
and he's the leader. This is the weakest time they have, so he actually needs her. Like I think it's actually a smart
benefit?
move
Yeah.
to do this. The only other smarter person a Lannister to go to for this will be
Tyrion.
Tyrion.
Yeah.
I mean, he's perfect, in every way, like of being a leader.
Him and Tyrion would have made a good combination if Tyrion was his hand and they were able to kind of maneuver smart. Because I feel like Tommen is more of a more strategic, smart, underlying kind of politician type of king, where he needs somebody to balance that out. Where now I feel like because he's so weak, it's kind of like, tell me what to do and I'll do
And
it with Cersei.
Tyrion wouldn't take over. He would just
Advise him.
No, he would do that. Like he would.
And he would take Tommen's personality into effect. He'd be like, okay, if Tommen's like this, how can we use that as our benefit? How can I use that to kind of work things out? And he'd work things out. With Cersei, I feel like you're right. Unfortunately, that is the person he's gonna have to talk to. But there's gonna come a point in time where stuff that he really doesn't want to do, she's still gonna force him to do it. She's gonna be like, look, you want to be strong, you got to get rid of your wife. Because, that's one of the things Cersei has a list. She may be depressed right now, but you best believe in the back of her mind, she's like, Arya has a list. I have my list of who I want to take out.
I mean,
High Sparrow. I want to take out all of the, what's her name? His wife.
Oh, you're talking about the whole crew in Highgarden.
All of them.
The Tyrells.
The Tyrells. She's definitely going after the Tyrells. She's definitely going after the Vipers. Like, she has a whole list of things that is just like, is just now going to be add on to Tommen. So it's going to be interesting to see how much he's going to give her, leeway of just like, here, tell me what to do.
It's not just that, but also the interesting player in this whole scenario is also Jamie, because he's really exuding confidence. Now he's like, my father's dead, all this stuff happened, I'm not going to allow it to happen anymore. Now you really seen like him take more of the leadership role, him really stepping up for the family, where he was just really just doing his duties. Now he's still doing his duties. He's still going to be, the head of the King's Guard. He's going to protect his son. But now it's really interesting to see where his strength comes in. And I like the fact when I saw him actually talk to High Sparrow, I was like, now you're talking to somebody who cannot go ahead and get over on. You can't, like Jamie's not going to take it. Like Jamie has said, like, you got a lot of balls talking to me like this. Like,
coming here and just talking
like
to
you're
me,
going to like talk smack to me. You have none of your crew. Then they came out and I was like, yeah, but Jamie could still get the drop on him. And he's like, and even Jamie had mentioned that. He mentioned that. He was like, go ahead. You can take me out. He was like, but my men will get you. And he was like, I'll take them out too. I'll take as many of them out before they take me down. He says, yeah, you're strong enough to do that, but at the end of the day, you'll fall, we'll all fall.
Well, yeah, he says, funny you were saying about like those radical type of people. He said it very chillingly where he told Jamie, he's like, yeah, you'll take me out. You'll take my guys out. But do you really know how many people we have with us? He's like, technically right now we can have so many people that we can overthrow you because there's so many of us. So it's that fear that you saw in Jamie's eyes when he told him that. He was like, damn, how many guys does this guy have that he's just this ballsy to be like, yeah, you can kill me, you can kill these guys who are in this room, but there's probably triple the amount of people waiting to just take over this place.
Yeah, I mean, I like that. Like I said, it's like my favorite storyline of all of them, because it's like I don't even know how to feel about it. Because at first I was like, man, he's got a lot of nerve doing this. They're bad and stuff, and I'm thinking about like a regime change wouldn't be so bad in this sense, because the Lannisters being in charge of shit is like it's not good.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
But
I'm
the
thinking
High
about
Sparrow though. The High Sparrow in
we
charge.
we don't really know like why he wants to do what he do. Like, is he just the moral police?
Well,
Like,
didn't
we
he
don't
ask him
know.
that? I think he asked him that in that episode. He's like, "What do you want to do?" I don't know if he asked him that, but I could have sworn it was like that was a question. It's like, "What do you want?"
He kind of just wants to go ahead and flip the script, saying like kind of Bane style. He just wants to go out there.
He wants to cleanse everybody.
Yeah,
he wants everybody to pretty much follow.
I mean, maybe he has another alternative motive. I mean, like any cult leader, they don't really have any good intentions at the end of the day.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They're very misguided and they have a bunch of misguided people following them. So it could be something similar to that. But that's a great thing about Game of Thrones. They're going to explain all this.
They're going to explain it, yeah.
Like, it's not like it's going to be like a question mark and it's going to be left unanswered. No, they're going to explain this. That's a great thing I love about this series.
Yeah.
But it's a lot of interesting stuff going on. It's interesting seeing Cersei utilize the mountain, which I thought was the funniest scene. Like, we're gonna use a funny scene. I thought that was the funniest thing. The dude was talking shit about Cersei, how he like went out there and just made a mockery out of her, and he put it down in front of her and shit. And the mountain comes along and just, bam. So I thought that was good.
I like the other mountain part where she's like, I want to go to my funeral, and the guy's like scared. He's like, no, ma'am, the king said that you have to stay put, and she's like, no, I'm gonna go see my daughter at her funeral, and then like the mountain comes down the steps, and they're like all the guys are like shook, like, oh man, we don't.
Sir Greg.
And then Sir Greg, the mountain's like, oh, just let me know if this is about to go down. It's about to go down. She's like, you know what? No, it's fine. I'll go back into my room. He's like. Boys were sweating. They were like, oh my God, we were about to die right there. So Mountain stole the show.
Well, it's also smart too because he would have taken out most of them, but they probably would have took him out too. She needs him, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, definitely.
And she's smart. She knows like there's a dozen of them, there's one of him. He'll take out maybe half a dozen, maybe, but like
you can't take out all the guards.
Yeah, they're gonna kill him in the process. There's just too many to overwhelm him. But
yeah,
I thought it was cool. I mean, the only thing I didn't like about the whole thing was just once again, like you had said prior, where are the other guards? Jamie was the king's guard. Where was the other king's guards at?
Ooh, yeah.
It's like you got one, like that's it, like just Jamie, and Jamie still has a bad arm. I mean, it doesn't have a hand.
Good.
So
pickup. Yeah, that's right.
He's not 100%. Like if Jamie was at 100%, even still, you still want to have other people there.
And I get that it's a funeral, but you're gonna have guards. They've always have guards.
At least on the outside, like they shouldn't have come in like that.
But that begs the question of how many people are now converting over to this religion.
It's gonna be interesting.
Because he kind of alluded to that. He was like, you don't know how many people we got. Like we have numbers. We have numbers to overtake the throne. So I feel like maybe that might have a hand in it, where slowly but surely there are people that are turning to this religion, to this cult leader. But it's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be interesting to see where this goes. So after that, we'll go to another Lannister in another land far away. We'll go to Tyrion and Meereen. The dragon tamer. How to Train Your Dragon.
Yeah.
Talk about a guy who was in a room with Varys, Grey Worm, and Missandei, and he's learning. He's like, okay, where are the other dragons? Oh, she locked them up. Why are they locked up? Well, because they were they were killing animals and scaring people.
Which makes him the perfect advisor, because her advisor advised Khaleesi to go ahead and lock him up. Meanwhile, if he was around, this would never happen from day one.
Nope.
Matter of fact, he probably would have had what's her badass dragon, the main one, the big one. I forgot what his name was.
Oh.
But anyway.
Yeah.
It probably would have had a solution for him, or probably would have understood why he did it. He's kind of like the Caesar Milan of dragons. I mean, he's a dragon whisperer. I mean, this guy here was so smart. He given that little history lesson, like when the previous Targaryens had locked up their dragons because they couldn't control them when they thought they couldn't.
They couldn't, yeah.
And this is what happened. He's like, listen, they grew smaller. You know what I'm saying? They grew weaker, and they grew unmanageable. They didn't eat. and it just made for a smaller dragon. At one point, they got to the size of what he said, house cats.
House cats, yeah.
That's insane. I mean,
that's a small
yeah,
dragon.
you ain't conquering no kingdom like that. And then to the point they just weren't hatching anymore.
Yeah.
So it was interesting to see him like do that like little history lesson when it comes to that.
Mm-hmm.
It's also interesting to see his take on talking to the dragons, because he says the
great.
rumor is that it was been told, and he doesn't know. He's going off of just
books.
Rumors. You know what I'm saying? He's going off his books and stuff. Like other people's interpretations of this world's history. That they're very intelligent.
Mm-hmm.
So what did he start doing? He just started talking to them.
He's like, I'm a friend of your mother's.
like they would understand, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And he didn't have to speak Valerian or, you know what I'm saying, to them and stuff. Like they understood this. Like they hear other people talking and stuff, and they probably could interpret the language real good. And he was just talking to them, talking about the stories. Like, I wanted to have my name I wanted to be named after a dragon.
He said, I love dragons.
Yeah, I love dragons. And it didn't have to be a big dragon. It could be a little dragon, because I was little, And I cried when I heard about there was no more dragons and stuff, and the last of the dragons had died and stuff. And then you could tell that really touched them and stuff. And, he released them and stuff. It was smart.
Yeah.
That was step one. Step two, he's going to go back there and probably have another conversation and stuff, and like really figure out like, whoa, what is your favorite food? We don't know what he's going to do. You know what I'm saying? We don't even know. Like, listen, I'm going to let you guys go, but I need you to come back, or maybe possibly use them to search for her.
Yeah. I mean, I think he's on the right path of where he sees the power in them. He knows that they're wild animals, but they're loyal. Like, you can't control them in the sense of like, they're not house pets, but you can use them as a ally, because they're gonna be wild. They're wild dragons. You can't really.
No, he doesn't consider. I don't think he considers them wild at all.
Well, like wild in the sense of like, he's not trying to control them. He's just trying to understand them. I think that's what the key to that, the whole thing of him touching them and doing that. It wasn't like he was like, don't do this, don't do that. He's just like, look, I know you're dragons. I know I'm just here. I'm friendly. I'm just trying to help you out. And I feel like he's gonna go more into that. Even though at the end he was telling Varys, he's like, next time I have an idea like that, just punch me in the face.
Well, it was a scary scene. I felt scared for him. I'm like, you about to get, become like.
I mean, he's a small character, so it's to them they can confuse that for like food. But, I mean, again, Peter Dinklage, just a great actor who just he turned that scene. That scene could have easily just been like more about the dragons. It was all about him, his relationship of like him trying to speak to the dragons, and it was great. I was just like, man, that's Tyrion smart. He's thinking outside the box. He's like, all right, we got dragons, let's use them. Why are we not using dragons?
That makes no sense.
So it's gonna be interesting to see where that story goes moving forward, and if you're right, if they use them to find Khaleesi, or just start using them in general, like,
or just make it to a point where when she comes back, they're not gonna have resentment towards her,
right?
Where they're gonna be so unmanageable that now they're useless weapons,
Yeah,
they just become obsolete and stuff,
So big things hopefully for those dragons, and Tyrion continuing to just being the smart character that he is. So now we go to a character that we didn't see for all of season 5.
Yeah, this is the big reveal. I felt like this right here was like it was the most privileged, because before in season 4 and season 3, I really didn't really like, out of all the characters and storylines they had, Bran's storyline for me was the weakest in my opinion, because they weren't really doing too much with him and stuff, except for season 1. You know, after season 1, I felt like he was always kind of like teetering on the victim and teetering on like, what do I do with myself? Yeah. Now this storyline here now has got me really thirsty to want to see more, because now we're seeing more of this world where now we got visions of the past. Yeah. I thought that was so interesting, with showing Ned Stark training with his brother Ben. And seeing Ilyana Stark. Yeah. I thought that was so interesting. I'm like, Ilyana, I was always curious about that. You always hear mention of her, but you never seen her.
See her, yeah.
Now you finally get a vision, and you get a vision of like
how powerful. I mean, how much of a like very strong character she was even as a kid.
It's like they said Arya is supposed to be like Ilyana Stark. They said that she looked like her when she was younger, and she acted like her when she was younger. But her sister, her aunt was very strong. Like she was a very strong woman. Mm-hmm. So it's interesting to see that character.
And the fact that he has the power to do that he's just basically in a vision and just seeing everything with
Three-eyed raven, Max von Snyder. You know, so it's interesting. It's I also like these. Personally, I like him as a great.
He's
actor.
a great actor. He's a great actor.
And I like the fact he's in the series now.
Yeah.
But
that's a new power that, you know, again, when we left off where he was a morgue. I think that's what they call him, a warg, something where he would transfer his self to another animal. But now we're
person too. He also
right, with Hodor.
Yeah, he did with Hodor. Yeah.
So now we're seeing like he's able to have this power to see visions of the past. And it's funny, people online were talking about how this is a nice way of not doing the traditional flashback, because usually in shows you'll have the flashback where it's like, you know, they would just go to it, they would show you, but this is a way to kind of not only incorporate Bran's powers, but also show the history of this world. And apparently from the books, Bran had a lot more visions and a lot more revelations of who these people are that he just knows as his aunt or as whoever. So it's very interesting to see, you know, the fact that he's touching the tree, and the tree is what's giving him that power. The warning that the three-eyed raven gives him, because he's like, no, I want to stay, I want to be here. And he's like, you know, oh, you know, it's nice to be under the water, but stay too long and you'll drown. And that's him telling him like, yeah, it's cool to have a vision and look at the past, but you could basically just end up spending your whole life just in the past, like not waking up and doing stuff in the present. So I thought that was really cool, the fact that they're kind of he's guiding him, he's giving him that warning, and the fact that maybe we're going to get more visions of the past. There's a lot of theories online that, oh man, I wish I knew what it was, but apparently they're saying that Lyanna is somehow connected to a Targaryen. I'm not sure. We'll double check that, but I know that Lyanna is an important character to the story.
She's supposed to have a relationship, not with Aegon, but I forgot what the Mad King's son, the oldest Targaryen son. I forgot what his name was exactly.
So she's an important character, and it's good that they're kind of showing her now and kind of, you know, seeing who she was even as a child. Another important thing was when we found out that Hodor, well, first of all, his name is Willis, and he talked. He was a normal kid. And now I'm even more intrigued to what happened. What the hell happened to this guy that he went from like that to Hodor? Like what?
He was trying to ask him like what happened to you, Hodor? And he's just Hodor all over the place, you know. Get your mother, Hodor. It's like this dude right here, man. But it's like but you saw like the potential he had. Like they was like saying, like Ned was saying, you know, if you could let your son like. You could teach him how to fight.
Oh, right,
He'll be a beast and stuff. Like, he'll be a monster out here and stuff. Just like, no. He's going to be
stable boy.
Stable boy. That's what's his role.
It's like, damn it, no. Hodor could have been great. So, yeah, it's interesting to see the Leaf Child, which they said they recast. Because I remember seeing when...
she was younger,
She was younger. Yeah. She was little. She looked very different. So, it's interesting to see... a different actress playing the Leaf Child, and to see what the Leaf Child's role in this whole thing is, because it's kind of interesting to just see another creature, another type of just interesting character.
Yeah, I know it goes back to like the war of those children with the First Men and stuff, but I'm not sure. That's the thing about like the series now is like they're going away from the books, so you can't really go off of too much what the books are, but they are taking elements from it and stuff. And they're really using it as a base. But we don't know exactly what they're going to show, what they're not going to show, if they're going to go into that history, because they've already changed so much stuff from season 5 and whatnot, and this season as well. That stuff that didn't happen that they're putting. So we really don't know. It's kind of like that. It's like getting rid of like all those previous Star Wars books and stuff, you know, and whatnot. Now anything that's happening is just it's new now. It's new, you know.
So yeah, it's interesting to see where Bran is gonna go and how powerful and what visions he's gonna get to kind of give us as the viewers more of a history lesson of who these characters from the past are and how they're kind of connected in a way.
And also to see where Mira Reed, where she comes in, and like, because she's like right now it's like she's kind of made mention of it. Like, I'm not doing anything. I'm just sitting there watching him, you know, be one with the tree and him getting trained, and I'm not doing anything. She's like telling Bran, we need to be out there. Mainly because she wants to be active. She wants to do stuff other than just be by his side. But they're also kind of advising her, like, This
needs you.
He needs you. Like, so maybe we don't know if it's moral support, comforting, to
Or
be a mate,
training.
or maybe to be like a body. We don't know exactly what her role is going to be in the future.
Yeah.
It's gonna be interesting to see where that character goes. And like I said, like now this storyline here is really cemented for me as being like one of my favorite ones they have. Like I'm like really, I want to see. I think it's probably my favorite one now.
Yeah.
It's funny because last time I seen him, I was like, oh yeah, I think I was like, they should show him at least at one point season 5, Then when they didn't, I was like, but there was so much going on, I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
But now he's back and stuff, and I'm like, like, shit, I would have loved to have seen this in season 5. I'm like, why not?
It's a great history lesson.
Damn, man, you could have had a lot of visions then.
Yeah. Well, that's the great thing about this season is we're gonna see a whole lot of brands, so I can't wait. And now we get to the icing on the cake, the big story of already the second episode. A lot of people weren't even expecting this to happen in the second episode. But we go to the wall. And basically we pick up where we left off with Davos and the people who were a part of John's crew. They're all there. They're still trying to figure out what to do. The clock is ticking. And what I liked about that whole scene was the first part of it was seeing the wildlings come to their aid. I thought that was a cool scene where they're breaking the door. You see Ghost kind of like get ready. He's like growling at the door. Davos is like, sorry for what you're about to see. So I'm like, oh man, Davos is gonna fight too. Damn, this is gonna be crazy. And then sure enough, a wildling, they call him 1-1, the big huge giant comes just bursting through the door. He he picks that guy up and smacks him on the wall and just throws him down.
Ragdolling that dude. Just
at that point, that's when everybody was like, all right, they got a giant. We're good. We're all right. With the exception of Alistair, who, of course, Alistair was the one that...
Yeah.
He doesn't like Jon Snow. He hates the wildlings with a passion. And Ollie.
Well, yeah, Ollie, this kid here, like,
Well, I get it. I get it because his parents got murdered in front of him and got raped in front of him by wildlings, but... Man, this kid is definitely...
But let me tell you something. You don't kill my favorite character off, and you don't expect to have any sympathy votes from me, because you're not going to get that. Actually, a correction.
Ollie, you did him dirty, Ollie.
Bran is my favorite sex storyline. My favorite one is Jon Snow, because he's my favorite character in the series now, after, Tywin Lannister. Yeah, but he's dead now. Yeah. So it's Jon Stark. It's all about him. I'm going to call him Stark, because he's a Stark.
He's a Stark.
And Ollie, like, what the hell? Like you gonna go ahead and like try to fight the entire wildling army and the rest of the Night's Watch? Come on, dude. I was like, you gotta have more sense of that.
They're lucky they put him in prison. Like
he's man, I don't know what's gonna happen with this guy.
And then of course after that we go in. Melisandre's, which I found interesting. A lot of people online found this interesting too. That Davos this whole time hated Melisandre. He's like, I don't believe in your religion.
Oh, I knew that.
I don't like you. Yeah. And then him here is just like, he's like, look, I mean, I'm still trying to figure out how quick he's known that Jon Snow is like special, because I know they've met before, but he's, for him to be up to her and be like, look, bring him back to life.
Well, it's the fact that when he's unified the wildlings with the Night's Watch, it's the fact that when Stannis was talking to him, he turned down Stannis' offer when most people wouldn't have turned it down.
Right.
And when he saw him rise to power to become Lord Commander.
True.
He sees like a lot of like
potential,
good qualities in this guy that, this guy could be a great leader that we need and stuff. And he has a lot of information. And then he kind of believes in her visions. She said, I don't understand. I seen him fighting, saying at the wall. I seen him fighting in the north. I seen him fighting, Winterfell.
Yeah.
So I think he's really, like he said, I don't believe in the gods, but he believes in her. You know what I'm saying?
Which again is weird for him to like believe in a person that he was just like, I don't trust her. And now I feel like it's not that he doesn't, that he fully trusts her, but I think it's like what you're saying. I think he believes more in Jon Snow.
He knows that she serves purposes in certain instances. Yeah. In this particular case, she he knows that she has those unique abilities where she can make stuff happen. She can get things done, but he can't get done.
Right.
And so I figured like...
And it's a Hail Mary at the same time.
Look, he's a better leader than Stannis in a lot of ways. Like, I feel like, so he was the glue that kind of kept Stannis together.
Yeah.
And I feel like he could just use her kind of like as like almost like an advisor. Like when things get kind of like this weird kind of vibe, this is where you're going to come in.
Yeah.
In this case, this is her specialty. This is her realm. This is her department. So he's gonna make her stay within her lane.
Yeah.
So I like that fact that he's utilized her for that. At first I was like, okay, well, I guess again Jon Snow's gonna sit out for another episode.
Yeah.
You know.
And they really stretched out that whole scene. Like, you know, she's cutting his hair, she's, you know, cleaning his wounds. She's like, you could just see her like, I hope she's talking, but it's like she's talking. She's like, I hope this is what I say. I hope this is the right things I need to say.
It was also interesting too, because I did the sub caption. She was speaking in the Valerian and stuff, you know.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, the ancient language where Valerian steel comes from and stuff, where, you know, saying the Targaryens came from. So I thought that was interesting and stuff as she did that. Like, okay, her religion, out of all these religions, she might actually have the one true religion. Like everybody else, like, you know, I mean, maybe they're all right. Maybe the many-faced God and all that.
Maybe they're all connected somehow. Yeah.
But it's interesting the fact that she was, you know, speaking that language and stuff, and even she was unsure if, like, she was like,
yeah,
legit.
She was like, I guess this is what I say for you.
This is the first time she's ever had doubt, because normally when anybody's ever doubted her and like questioned her abilities, she's always said, no, believe in the Lord, or like, you know, believe in my powers and stuff, and, you know, saying that my powers are nothing compared to da da da. And now she's like,
well, she's worn out. You can even see her body language. She was just like, she's not trying to be sexy. She's not trying to be like. She's just like, all right, I guess. Let me just.
She doesn't have confidence.
Let me just try and do this.
Confidence is a big thing and stuff, and she doesn't have that. So I thought that was interesting and stuff, and
then they stretched that out, and it's so funny. I was watching, I was like, okay, are we ending on the shot? Why are we still on the shot? Why? And then as soon as Ghost got up, I was like, okay, either two things are gonna happen. Either Jon Snow became Ghost somehow.
That's what I thought. That's what I thought first. That's what I thought.
I was like, is he Ghost now? Because that seems to be what's happening.
Did he figure out what Bran figured out? Like I
was expecting Jon Snow to come and be like, arr, arr, arr. I was like, oh, they switched bodies somehow. But then no, they stretched it out, and it's so funny. I was like, let me find out. HBO's trying to troll on us and be like, you think he's coming back? Nah, he's not coming back. And I was like, last second, Jon Snow comes back.
That's good.
He's back. Everybody is so happy. He's back. And it's going to be interesting because I want to see what, you know, I forget the other guy who kept bringing himself back to life. But he's like, every time you bring yourself back, you lose a part of yourself. Like, you're not the same person you were every time, you know.
Shit, yeah, I
you
forgot
bring
about
yourself.
that.
So Jon may not be the Jon he may still be the Jon we remember, but he might be more aggressive. He might be a little more bloodthirsty. Like, we don't know what the effects are of him coming back to life, especially after that long. Like, the dude was dead for like probably a good 24 hours. Or maybe a little less, but still, it's like
it was about 24. Yeah,
like he was dead for a while. So, I mean, it could only benefit him because one of the criticisms that people were saying was Jon was a little bit too good-hearted. Like he wasn't aggressive enough to kind of kill people.
No, that's not true, because when he took power and became Lord Commander, he beheaded. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
He did that. Like, he was like, you know, I'm going to step up. Jon knows how to step up when he needs to step up. That's why he's my favorite character right now.
Yeah.
Because he knows how to... the characters I like the most are the characters that know how to step up when they need to step up. And he's that. He's a born leader. He's strong in all aspects of the game. Yeah. So, you know, I'm glad he's back, man. I really am. I was really saddened, at the end of last season. I was like, don't tell him, listen, kill off many characters. You kill off any character you want. Don't fuck with him.
Not only that, but the way he died, it was so dirty. It was like, damn, his own people just...
Yeah, it's like
literally, well, they stabbed him in the front, but it might as well just turn him around and stabbed him in the back. Like, I was like, I would have rather him died in battle.
It was more dirty up front and stuff and behind, because he wouldn't even see Oli doing this and stuff. You know what I'm saying? And each one of the people going out there and doing them dirty, and so they did it with knives. They didn't. They made it slow. You know,
I don't want him to die, but if he has to die again, like, I want it to be in battle. Like, I want him to have a heroic death. Not that. Like, when I saw that, I was like, nah, like, not and Jon.
And the thing about it is, like who's gonna get back for him? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Stanza, Greyjoy. I mean, not Greyjoy.
She's gonna cry Ollie to repent and be like, all right, I'm sorry, I killed him. But it's gonna be interesting seeing how Jon Snow comes back. You know, is he gonna be the Jon Snow that we remember, or is a little bit of him gonna be a little more aggressive now that he's been resurrected? We don't know.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be interesting. But he's back. He's back. I'm happy. Everybody's happy. Can't wait to see what the next episode is gonna be like. You know, with all this stuff that's been added. If I had to rate this episode, this is a 10 out of 10. Like this
easy 10, easy 10.
From start to finish, every single storyline had a purpose. Every single storyline was entertaining. It was captivating. And Jon Snow's back, so I gotta give it a 10 out of 10 for Jon Snow's return. And I can't wait to see where we go moving forward with Game of Thrones. So that's going to do it for this review for episode 2. Don't forget to subscribe, share, like, comment. We're on Twitter as well at Convo_Convo. Let us know any ideas you have of future storylines for Game of Thrones, any comments about how we're doing. And as always, as I say, we'll see you later.